this lesson, we'll be graphing two lines. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to graph both lines in the form of y equals mx plus b using the coordinate grid, then identify the intersection of those two lines, and be able to verify that the solution is the intersection and that it works in both equations. So to find the solution to two equations from a graph, again, we're graphing both of the lines, so using y equals mx plus b, beginning at b, going up and over, moving according to the slope. Then you find where the two lines intersect. So we've got this blue line of x plus y equals 3, and this purple line of x minus 2y equals 0, and then the intersection, the solution, is 2, 1. So the number of solutions, when you have those two lines, you actually have three different options. You can have the one solution, which is where the lines intersect. You could have no solutions, which means that the lines are parallel, and we know that the definition of parallel lines is that they never cross. Or you could have an infinite number of solutions, which means that the lines are on top of each other, so when we ask the question, where do the lines intersect? Well, they intersect everywhere because one's on top of the other. So when we have one solution, your slopes are different. Many times one is positive and one is negative, and they intersect at one point. When we have no solution, the slopes are the same, but the y-intercept is different because there's no intersection. The lines are parallel. And an infinite number of solutions, they have the same slope, they have the same intercept, and they intersect everywhere. So choose one description, equation, and graph for each of the following number of solutions. So we'll pull up these three sets of equations, and let's decide if it's one solution, no solutions, or infinite solutions. Well, to me, this is the easiest one here because they're exactly the same line. So if I graphed them, one would be on top of the other. No solutions means that the lines are parallel, which means they have the same slope but different y-intercepts. And that leaves this one that has different slopes and different intercepts. Looking at these three graphs, this one is one solution because they cross at one place. This one is our parallel line, so we have no solutions. And since I only see one line, that means they're on top of each other. So now we have these descriptions. So looking at the three of them, I see lines are parallel, so immediately I know that one goes there. The lines are the same slope, same y-intercept, that goes to infinite, and lines are intersecting with different slopes. Graph both lines and identify the intersection. So this red one, it says y equals 2x plus 2. So if we graph it, we begin at 2, and from there we go up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. Or you could go down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. In the blue one, we begin at -1, and right in front of this, our slope is 1 over 1. It's that invisible math. So start at -1, go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, or down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. So where do the lines intersect? They intersect right there at -3, -4. Now there's a situation where both lines are positive, but they have different slopes, so they're going to cross. Place the equation with the correct graph. So when we're trying to figure out which of these graphs go with which equation, the first thing I look at is, for example, this one. I can see that the y-intercept is +3, and it's a negative slope. So I'm looking at all of our equations, or all of our graphs, and that's at 4, that's at 0, this is 3, this one looks like it could be 3, but this is the only one that's 3 with a negative slope. Okay, here this is +4, and it's again a negative slope. So here, this one's at 4, the intersection, or the y-intercept, but it's a positive slope, and this one's negative. All right, +1 with a negative slope, y-intercept is +1, so it's going to go there. Y equals 3x, that means that it's going through the 0, 0 because there's no y-intercept, so it's got to be there. This one is 3, y-intercept is 3, and it is a positive slope, so that's going to be this one. And this one, the y-intercept is 4 with a positive slope. Which axis is the independent variable? Got to know that is the x. And which one is the dependent? That's the y.